Hi, this is the voice of Heidie Calero with another economic capsule on the Puerto Rico economy. Don't forget, those of you who like our capsules, to go to YouTube and subscribe and give us a like and suggest topics for future capsules. Today we are going to talk about a fascinating topic, which is sort of the day-to-day in Puerto Rico regarding all these billions of federal funds that will be coming to rescue Puerto Rico, be it from Hurricane Maria, as well as the earthquakes in January of 2020, as well as COVID-19. Our economy has been in a deep recession almost now for 13 years. So how can we come out of this rut? Will federal funds rescue us? Well, let's look at since 2018, Puerto Rico received $6.1 billion. In 2020, we received $5.2 billion. In 2021, $1.9 billion. And that's the fiscal year we are in right now. And for next year, fiscal 2022, which starts July 1st of this 2021 through 2025, Puerto Rico is scheduled to receive almost $13 billion. Almost the same as from 2018 through 2021. But the interesting thing is, well, all these funds which Puerto Rico is supposed to receive, somewhere in the region of almost $75 billion, between $65 to $75 billion, you know when that is, although assigned by Congress, you know when that is supposed to kick in? 2026 through 2035. So that represents 62% or $47 billion in the distant future. I don't know about you, but certainly Congress can change many things. There can be different presidents of the United States, and these funds could well be allocated in different fashion. So let's just count on the monies that we can receive now and use them efficiently. Another interesting thing, and these are the forecasts of the most recently published fiscal plan of the Fiscal Oversight and Management Board, better known as Promesa, which was enacted since June 2016 by President Obama. And it's a 7-member board that really rules Puerto Rico. And they have forecasted something very interesting that they say, well, in order to come out of this rut, Puerto Rico has to have savings regarding agency efficiencies, which according to last year's fiscal plan, it would represent $6,692 million, or 6.7 more or less billion. And for fiscal 2021, the one that was fiscal plan that was published in April 23 of this year, then it represents 40 million additional to $6,732 million. Those are the efficiencies that they are assuming that if put in place will really represent money and growth for the Puerto Rico economy. And then let's look at the structural reforms. According to last year's fiscal plan, that would represent between 2022 through 2025. That's 4 years, people, 4 years. They would represent $242 million. But now, with a new fiscal plan, they dropped that level to almost $114 million. So where is the kick? Well, it's kicking the can down our time horizon. And this is from 2026 through 2051. I probably will not be alive. I don't know how many of you will be alive, but this is food for thought. Well, they represented back in the fiscal plan of 2020 that would account for $24.4 billion. But now the new fiscal plan says, no, let's increase it. After all, these are all assumptions. This is $30.6 billion. And you know what? This requires a political will to do this, to engage in those needed efficiencies and probably many other reforms. But the list is very, very long and the time is short, except for 2026 through 2051. It seems like a joke almost. Well, and then this is the third additional ingredient in this fiscal plan of 2021, a new concept which they did not publish in the fiscal plans of previous years. And they define that as debt policy revenues. Quite a mysterious term. They are not defining it, but it does include COFINA debt, the debt service of COFINA. So for me, it sort of seems to be that is what they are saying that would be available for public debt, the servicing of that public debt. And listen, it's almost $16.2 billion in 2022, and it stays more or less, it goes down 2023, 2024, but it goes up again. 2025, it's 16 billion, and in 2026, it's $16.3 billion. Just to give you an idea of magnitude, the central government, the general fund for the budget of the central government is between $8.5 billion to $9 billion. The consolidated budget of the Puerto Rico government, including all its public corporations, it's about $26 billion. So $16 billion is not a small amount. And if we divide that by the GNP, in nominal terms, that the Promesa board forecasted for Puerto Rico in 2022, that represents 22.1%. That means that almost $1 out of every production dollar in Puerto Rico will go for these debt policy revenues, which I'm not sure what they are really for, but it is a huge amount. We should ask the Promesa board to explain this. There should be transparency. These documents are really difficult for anybody to understand. And imagine how difficult it is. All these public debt adjustment and deals that they are now negotiating. Well, all these three things that I talked to you about, they are important. They are assumptions. And if it's like a deck of cards. If you have these deck of cards and these assumptions are wrong, anything that is on top of that, you know what, falls. So, more questions, less answers. Until the next capsule. Thank you.